In this video, we take a look at the home page YouTube, which is actually a video showing a slideshow of the images that we put up. So in order to replace that, I'm going to first show you how to resize images so that you get a consistent look on all of the slides that are going to come through. So we're going to create images and then download them to our computer and then upload them to YouTube Slideshow. So in order to start the process, I'm using Google Slides. You might have Google or Photoshop or Illustrator or some other image program that you want to use. But to make this universal and so that I know that you have Google Slides, so we're just going to use that for today. The most important thing is the size. Whether you copy the link that I have for you or you create your own document, the goal is to start a document that has the right size. So let's take a look at the properties, and I like to use pixels. Verify that your pixels are 1600 by 843. This is what your screen should look like. Now, when using the Google Slides, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is insert images to the slide. And I'm purposefully picking an image that is not the right size. And if you drag it from the corners, they will maintain its ratio. And I would just caution you not to use any picture that becomes too fuzzy, because if you see it fuzzy here, it's going to be fuzzy on the home page also. If you notice over on the left-hand side, you get to see a thumbnail of the image. The picture is actually larger than the viewpoint, but continually referring to the thumbnail, you will see the actual size that will be displayed. Then you have to download or save your image. Two choices that will work are the JPEGs or the PNG image. I'm just going to select JPEGs. The title is already there for you. You can't change this. So I'm just hitting save, and I know that it's going to go to my download folder. I'm going to repeat this process a couple times just to get a few images in here. And I delete the photo underneath here for you just so you don't get confused, but it really doesn't matter what's underneath here as long as the top photo looks correct and that the thumbnail on the left hand side is looking correct. You can download the images and save them. The only goal here is to get images of a consistent size so they will look good on the photo slider. The next step is to open YouTube. And up on the top right is where you would upload your video to YouTube. Well, let's get on the upload page. We're going to bypass the center area, and down on the bottom right, we're going to create a slideshow instead. We're going to make sure that upload images or upload pictures is selected, and I'm going to go through my computer to my uploads and find the images that I just saved and upload them. Once they're uploaded, you can actually move them around as you want to by just dragging and dropping them. But I did forget to mention that when you're in Google Slides, you can add things like text to your images, or however you modify them, they will come through when you save it. So I'm just going to speed through this and get a little bit of text on here. Set it up the way I want it with the font that I want, and save this image as well. Now, even though all of the images are going to the same folder with the same title, I know that they also say 1, 2, 3, 4 after it, so I will be able to locate them. Now, jumping back on YouTube, adding more photos. I'm going to once again upload my photos and select the photos that I've just created so that they can also be added to the list. Now, if you just have a few photos like I do in this case, it's a good idea to repeat those photos. That way the program or the YouTube slideshow won't have to reload itself as often. And you'll notice once you see this that at the end you can tell when it's looping. So once the pictures are up, click Next. You'll be taken to a screen where you can make a little bit more adjustments. We're going to eliminate the need for any type of audio, and also if you notice below the moving images you can select a different time and also different styles that are available there. I would just caution you not to get too crazy or wild with these. I think the default setting is a really nice setting, and it's pretty easy to make it a distraction rather than just a nice looking rotating images, which it does start off looking. But this is where you would make any changes if you wanted to do that. I'm just going to reset it to what it initially was. Once you have this page set up and the timing that you want, you just hit upload and you'll be taken to the next YouTube screen. And on this next screen is where we can make a few more adjustments. First of all, we're going to change the title. And then there's a few other things we can do in the background while this is publishing. On the advanced page, we're going to uncheck some of these, the counters and the comments that are just not needed. However, make sure that you leave checked in there that you're allowing embedding, because after all, that's what we're doing. We are embedding this photo slider into the home page. Once the publish is all done, simply click Publish. And now you'll have the YouTube address. We only need the back ID, but you can't select only that. So copy the whole YouTube address, and let's go into the page that you want to edit and click the little pen icon to edit it, and we're going to go into the properties of the embedded gadget. You'll see the code that is telling YouTube to show the video. So first let's go to the end of the code and hit return a couple times, and now I'm hitting Control V to paste my YouTube address in. And I'm really again only interested in the last ID of it. I'm going to hit Control C to copy that. Then take a look at the first line of the code. At the end where there is a question mark, the digits before that and up to the slash are the digits that we're going to replace by again hitting Control V to paste the new YouTube ID on top of the old information. Now further into the code, just to give you an idea of what's happening here, we're also telling the YouTube video to start automatically and then to loop. But on the loop part, we need to tell it what ID to loop. So once again, you'll see the old YouTube ID, which we're going to highlight and Control V to paste the new YouTube ID right on top of it. That's all you have to do. We're now going to clean up the code by deleting our entire YouTube address. Everything else stays the same, and you're going to hit OK. Once I hit save, the new slideshow that is a YouTube video will start to be presented, automatically starting and automatically looping on your home page. Something you can do when it is your first time that you're changing this code is that you can copy that code that is in that little embedded area and take a good look at it so that you see the areas that you have to replace. copying it and putting it into just a Word document, then if something happens and it gets messed up, you can always go back and get the original code, put it back in here, and see how you then just have to change only the last part of the YouTube ID, which will automatically change the viewing on the home page. I hope that helps.